Good afternoon and welcome to CVM Live with a noon edition on CVM Television, online at cvmtv.com, and remember, you can download our CVM TV Smart app from the Google Play Store and the App Store. I'm Whitney Levy. The Constant Spring Police are appealing to dancehall artist David Brooks, otherwise called Movado, to report to the station. As of this hour, the time would have passed as the JCF's communication arm had asked that he see them by midday today. The police believe that Movado can assist with an ongoing investigation, a matter which started with him reporting that he was shot on 4 days ago. The police say that they have failed in their attempts to reach him.
We have tried because we have gotten 2 numbers that he told us that we could have contacted him on, and we have called both numbers. We have also gone to his home and we have not found him. So we are asking that in case he hears the advisory on the radio, for him to contact the Constant Spring CIB immediately. And
here we are talking to him now on television. You've had any contact with any relative of his?
Yes, an operation was here. We have gone up there, we have spoken to them, they said that he's not there. Since then an operation has been carried out, and some relatives of his, they have also been taken into custody.
Any indication as to what has triggered this outburst of criminality in the Cassava Peace area, where the focus is right now?
Well, on paper, meaning our investigation, and we have recorded statements, we have not had a specific reason. But when you go into the community, a lot of persons are saying that persons are aligned to him and persons are aligned to other persons. And it is just maybe a generational war situation where in the past, you know, from father to son, where fathers might be at odds with other persons, other fathers, son grow up, come and see the same thing, and they have also had their own disputes. So it's not really something that happened overnight. It's just a generational thing that it will have started a long time. With this recent, it's just mere disagreement among warring factions.
The police in Westmoreland are probing the circumstances surrounding the killing and suspected sexual assault of a minor. The body of a 9-year-old girl was discovered in the bushes along the Bog Main Road in Westmoreland. A brutal murder is how this has been described. Meanwhile, a 13-year-old boy has been taken into custody and is being questioned by the police at this time. Reports are the girl came off the bus from school with friends along the Bog Main Road. However, when she did not arrive home, her parents sounded an alarm. A search was launched, and with the help of other residents in her community, her body was discovered. She was nude and was lying on her back with her underwear at her knees. Investigators say bloodstains were discovered on her body. Still on the crime scene, investigations are continuing into a rather bizarre incident in St. Catherine involving a police officer attached to the Kingston West Division and gunmen.
He was injured after he was forced to drink a corrosive substance by armed men. The report received that Constable Reed was on inquiries when he stopped at a bar in Olava there. He was approached by men who pulled firearm. They forced him to drink a corrosive liquid substance. After he drank it, he managed to escape and went to Spanish Town, where he was assisted to the hospital for treatment.
The officer, who was in plain clothes and who we understand was carrying out surveillance from the bar, remains in hospital. And the senior superintendent of police say efforts continue to recover illegal weapons from the hands of criminal elements in St. Catherine.
There was an operation this morning in the Waterford area of St. Catherine South. There was an engagement between police and gunmen. One man was shot and injured, taken to the hospital. and 2 firearms recovered.
A curfew which was imposed in sections of Gregory Park, St. Catherine last evening will remain in effect until 6 o'clock this evening. The boundaries of the curfew are north along Dyke Road from the roundabout to the intersection of Portmore Villa Boulevard and Dyke Road, south along the train line from Dyke Road to Municipal Boulevard, east along Dyke Road from the intersection of Portmore Villa Boulevard to the train line in the vicinity of the National Water Commission sewage plant, west along the Municipal Boulevard from the train line to the roundabout. During the hours of the curfew, all persons within the boundaries are required to remain within their premises unless otherwise authorized in writing by the ground commander. The country's health minister is not leaving the restricting of the consumption of products which have a detrimental effect up to the citizens. Dr. Christopher Tufton, in laying out guidelines through government policies, is not leaving out the nation's children in a drive aimed at ultimately curtailing the status of non-communicable diseases in the island. Joel Koskill reports.
An all-out attack on the spread of non-communicable diseases by the Minister of Health, Dr. Christopher Tufton, who spoke of comprehensive plans to see the reduction of deaths as a result of government policy, starting in the nation's schools with the consumption of sugary drinks.
Effective January 2018, giving ample notice, the government will implement a policy to restrict 2019, the government will implement a policy to restrict certain types of sugary drinks in schools. By sugary drinks, we mean beverages that contain sugar or syrup that is added by the manufacturer. Mr. Speaker, it does not include, Mr. Speaker, 100% juice or unsweetened milk. The Ministry of Education, Youth and Information and the Ministry of Health will work with manufacturers and distributors to provide the policy guidelines on what the requirements are for these drink products to be allowed in schools.
That decision comes on the back of statistics that indicate that Jamaica is in the top 10 globally in the age bracket 13 to 15 for soft drink consumption, with 70% consuming at least one per day. Championed by former Health Minister Dr. Fenton Ferguson, the agenda to reduce the intake of tobacco is also a key component of the ministry's thrust to improve consumption habits.
We are advancing this year the comprehensive legislation on tobacco control, and I just want to give an indication of what this will include, Mr. Speaker. It will include mandatory prohibition on tobacco advertising, promotion and sponsorship, including a ban on point-of-sale tobacco displays, the prohibition of sale of all forms of tobacco products to and by minors, and the regulation of price and tax measures to effectively contribute to the reduction of tobacco consumption. Mr. Speaker, we have to deal with this issue of non-communicable diseases.
The minister also noted the role that alcohol plays in several health concerns, as well as road traffic injuries, noting that alcohol consumption is directly or indirectly accountable for $3.2 billion of impact to the nation's economy per year. Joel Crosskill, CVM Live.
In this CVM Live follow-up, Deputy Mayor Irvin Facey of the Mandeville Municipal Corporation yesterday tendered his resignation with immediate effect following allegations of fraudulent activity. This announcement came after the mayor, during CVM Live, the noon edition, brushed aside as rumors word of his deputy's resignation. The mayor, however, later spoke with our news team again for this exclusive update. Once again, Joel Koskill reports.
There's been a major shake-up at the Mandeville Municipal Corporation as the mayor of Mandeville, Donovan Mitchell, announced the resignation of the Deputy Mayor Irvin Facey, councillor for the Spur Tree Division, following allegations of fraud.
The Deputy Mayor, Irvin Facey, has tendered his resignation due to some breaches over some approval processes.
It's alleged that the resignation follows payment for work in the parish for which a cheque was disbursed before the voucher was approved.
He has tendered his resignation with immediate effect, So, as you know, the matter will have to go before council, to be read in the council minutes, and then, as you have asked before, a deputy mayor will be selected instead.
Mitchell restated the corporation's commitment to accountability and transparency in a bid to ensure that the integrity of the Mandeville Municipal Corporation is maintained.
The Manchester Municipal Corporation and the team that I lead, we deal with transparency and accountability. And as I've said before, the matter is a matter of investigation for the police, and so you know I can't go into any details. We'll await the investigations, and whatever findings there are, whatever findings that come forth, you will know. It will be shared.
Joel Crossgill, CVM Live.
In this... Thanks for staying with us. It's now time for sports. A squad of 22 local-based players are now in camp as the national team continues preparation for the CONCACAF Nations League. Jamaica plays its first game against the Cayman Islands on September 9th in Jamaica, and Coach Whitmore expressed the need to bring players together, especially as the RSPL season has been over. The CONCACAF Nations League qualifying phase consists of 34 nations, will take place during the FIFA match windows of September, October and November 2018 and March 2019. And as manager Roy Simpson explains, it's all about preparing for the 2022 Olympics.
What we're trying to do, and as we said previously, is that we really think that 2022, based on the personnel that we have and the abundance of youth and quality, we believe that if we start now, because you can't wait until the qualifiers start in the next 2 years. I think after that final game on July 15th, your actual preparation start. And since we're not at the World Cup, we decided that we'll use the opportunity to get people together. If you see, we have a mixture of players from all over, and we want them to understand that, we believe in them, we believe in their quality, we just need to get them. And as Coach Whitmore said, it's not going to be business as usual where the players are on a break and they go out and they do, all manner of things, We want to get them and have them remain focused. You look at a young Marshall, you have a Chevron Marsh, you have Fabian Reed, you have a Paris, you have a Jadine White, you have a War, you have a Foster from Portmore, again, Amal Knight. And everybody understands what we're trying to do, because what we're trying to do, and as we always say, is that if we're going to go to the World Cup and if we're going to do well in football, we must have a credible local base of players, and that's what we're trying to do.
The battle for the 2 promotion places to next season's Red Stripe Premier League continues this afternoon with all 4 teams in action. Dunby Holding and Barbican, who scored wins in the opening round, will square off in a top-of-the-table clash in Kingston, while Mount Pleasant and Wadada battle in St. Anne.
Even before the start of the playoffs, the CASAFA Super League champions Barbican were favoured to bag one of the 2 spots, and Sunday's impressive 3-0 win in Mobay against Wadada only solidified that claim. On Wednesday, they returned to base for their first home game of the campaign when they faced the South Central champions Dunby Holden, who were winners themselves on the opening day. Wayne Campbell is assistant coach at Barbican, and he's confident the team can take the momentum from Sunday into the game on Wednesday.
Obviously, Wednesday is a big match against Dunby Holding. We believe we have the quality for that and the will to win.
Dunby Holden trailed early in their home game to Mount Pleasant before coming back to win 2-1. But a trip to Barbican will be a much sterner examination, but it is one that President Donovan Witter is ready for.
Again, we are going there with the view to win the game, and we are going there prepared to win the game. Well, the strategies, I can't say what they are, because we have to take each game one at a time. I just know that we are going to Barbican to play Barbican to win at Barbican.
Over at Draxhall, Mount Pleasant and Wadada will meet in a clash of first-round losers. Both teams are aware that another defeat could be detrimental to their hopes of advancing to the nation's top flight. Paul Teagat Davis is the man who conditions Mount Pleasant.
We have a game on Wednesday against Wadada, so we have to try and win this game at home. Come with that momentum that this team came on us today, and even more to win this game. No one want to lose their first game. We lost it, but we have 3 home games. You get 9 points from that, is good for us.
while Donovan Ricketts is hoping that his team Wadada can rebound.
We have to just go there and at least get a point to start our campaign.
Both matches are set to start at 4.